locked in, the mind awake, the body asleep. You awaken into stillness. Your eyes open. The ceiling greets you. The light spills softly across the room. But something's wrong. You try to lift your hand. Nothing. You try to speak. Nothing. Panic surges, but it cannot escape. Your thoughts are lightning. Your body a stone. You are not dreaming. You are aware, but you are no longer free. This is not a nightmare from fiction. This is locked-in syndrome. A real and rare neurological condition in which the body is paralyzed entirely, while the mind remains fully conscious. The self remains whole, but voiceless, motionless, trapped in its biological vessel like a ghost inside a machine. You can see them. The faces of loved ones, the doctor's clipboard, the nurse adjusting your blanket. You can hear them. The words of encouragement, the murmurs of grief, the casual doubts whispered just beyond your bed. But you cannot speak, you cannot scream, you cannot even move to say, I am still here. Locked-in syndrome strikes with merciless precision. A catastrophic stroke, a brainstem injury, a neurological collapse in the pons, the small, silent bridge between thought and movement. The brain's messages, intact and clear, travel nowhere. The command to lift a finger becomes a whisper that never reaches its destination. The urge to smile or cry is swallowed whole by the void of stillness. And yet, within the cage of the flesh, the mind is untouched, alive, burning, remembering, longing. Jean-Dominique Bauby, editor of Elle France, suffered a massive stroke at age 43. He could blink, just once, with one eye. That was all. Yet, with that blink, letter by letter, he dictated an entire memoir. The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Each blink a syllable, each pause a breath, each word a rebellion against silence. He described his body as a deep-sea diving bell, anchored, heavy, mute. But inside his mind floated like a butterfly, untouched by gravity. A metaphor not just poetic, but painfully accurate. Another voice, more defiant still, Tony Nicklinson, a man whose mind never faltered even as his body failed completely. He campaigned for the legal right to die, to escape the slow suffocation of total immobility. He described his life as a living nightmare. A body without freedom, a soul without a key. For patients like Tony, locked-in syndrome isn't just a prison, it's a philosophical crisis. Are we defined by our bodies or by our minds? If we can no longer act, do we still exist? From the outside, many patients seem vegetative, unresponsive, lost. But their eyes, their blinking, their tears, they are all messages. They feel everything. They remember everything. They grieve silently. They love invisibly. They endure invisibly. They hear their eulogies while still alive. They feel the loneliness of being mourned before being gone. But even in this darkness, there is light. Technology has begun to breach the silence. Eye-tracking devices, brain-computer interfaces, speech engines built from thought and glance. Some patients compose poetry, some crack jokes, some debate their caregivers. And every moment, every blink is a triumph. A victory of mind over matter, of spirit over silence. Still, haunting questions remain. What is dignity when choice is gone? What is freedom when the body no longer obeys? Medical science can keep the heart beating. But what about the will to live? The wish to be heard? or the right to say goodbye? And if we can hear the mind, do we have to listen? Locked-in syndrome doesn't just challenge medicine. It challenges philosophy. It challenges us. What does it mean to be alive, truly alive? Is it speech, movement, expression, or is it simply the presence of awareness? The glowing ember of thought in a still and silent world? Because within that frozen form, a universe continues. Memories flicker, fears echo, love lingers. The eyes, when they can move, become the soul's final doorway. And when they can't, we must imagine what stirs behind them. And perhaps in the quietest corners of consciousness, there are thoughts never spoken, dreams never shared, entire inner galaxies no one else will ever explore. For those who live locked in, life does not stop. It condenses, becomes sharper. Each blink becomes a sentence. Each gesture a symphony. Each moment a lifetime. So the next time you reach for your cup of coffee, speak aloud without thinking. Smile reflexively at someone you love. Pause. Remember, there are those who feel all of this, who long for all of this, but who cannot say it. They are not gone. They are not sleeping. They are not unaware. They are still here, waiting for us to see them. Not as broken minds and broken shells, but as souls still burning in the deepest silence. Because sometimes a single blink says everything, and the loudest voices are the ones we must learn how to hear.